Click to go live. That's what I just did. Hey, everybody, welcome to Track Feedback. It's Saturday, my favorite day, because we get to hang out and listen to music and turn off our phones. There's my monitor stream. And right now, the first thing I want to introduce is Plants of the Gods from Growing Out of Minimal. Now, this would take us quite some time to listen through and settle into the vibe of this release. It's not the kind of thing you want to skip through and take a 2-second preview of the BPM and the style. It's something you want to put on for some carpet activities in the home. Super deep, psychedelic ambient. I mean, call it what you want for genre. It's beautiful, amazing music from our friend Pivclit, who produced it and created it. And it came through the mastering house Den, D-E-H-N, which is also the work of Piv. So if you want to understand the definition of big and clean, check out Plants of the Gods. It's available on Bandcamp. Links in Facebook and everything. Oh, Scott Burke, it's so early. Sorry. I know, right? Noon. John Madison, every track is a journey on its own. That's completely true. So really nice work on this. All I can say is, I'm sorry I have to press pause on this and play some other music. But it's a super cool track. And I actually did put it on when I was totally not in studio head. I put it on with a friend of mine. We were laying on this shag carpet for like 5 hours, and we heard this whole thing from start to finish. And we were like, wait, is it over? Was that one song? Why did it stop already? And like, you just go into it and literally go to another place. It's really good journey music. So I don't think I want to drop DJ Waters on you guys right after that. Sheppers and some more DJ Waters. Let's start with Randy Adams. He just posted this in. And Randy, thanks for getting this in on time. Hey, everybody. By the way, DJ Waters. Okay, Ian put up a super cool thing in the Discord group in the Mixotexture Techno Release channel, which was an outline for how to write a bio. And I would love it for everybody in this group who's making tracks to send me that information. It was like 6 things of like, you know, your name, your contact info, a bit about your history, what's the release, just some basic tools that give me the materials to make promo posts. Really exciting thing is I just announced the release date for our first compilation, which is Techno Tracks that came through you guys in the group we're watching right now. And it's coming out June 24th, which gives us 3 weeks to promote. I would love it, everybody, to have you send me a photo that you can be happy to share that shows us who you are, what you look like in a setting that's funny or whatever. I want to make a personal connection between all of our audience and the people who produce the tracks. So we're going to tell the story of where you live, what style of music you like, what's your background with being a musician or DJ or producer or whatever, you know, like 2 words, you know, a 1-sentence bio, and then a little bit about the track. I'm going to make some videos with 30 seconds of the sound and send those out for the next 3 weeks on Instagram and Facebook. And we got to talk a little bit about how to do better promo and sharing and get into, you know, ads and all that kind of stuff. But considering it's our first release, I'm not worried about being the flashiest promo crew in the world. I just want to let people know who we are, what we make, why we're so excited about it, and how good it sounds, and let the music speak for itself. So I'll bother you more about that from what you can do to help us promote. Special thanks to Scott Burke for giving us a great marketing outline of just principles you need to know to make everything consistent and seem like it's real pro quality so that the promo represents the music. I don't want to fuck up our music by having dumb promo on that's because I wasn't organized. So that's my main goal. I think you probably all understand that already, but I wanted to say it. And let's kick it off with Randy Adams, EQ flat stereo. Here we go. No, not you. All right, nice baseline intro so far. I like the track already. If I was dropping the needle to preview, I would already know this is what you're gonna get. Now I'm waiting for the beat to drop. Nice and soft feel, right? Oh. All right, those snare taps a minute ago. Yes, Randy, next compilation is gonna be house music, and we want you on there, bro, for sure. Let me stop just a minute. Let me count, okay. I had a comment about the snare taps. 2, 3, 4, 2, 2. All right, those snare taps that happened on the third beat, that was too soon for the little like backfill snare taps, especially so soon in the track. Like the beat is so good, we could ride in the groove, wait till the end of like at least 8 bars or 16, and then use those snare taps like a turnaround so that we're listening to a longer loop instead of a 4-bar loop, we're listening to 8 or 16. 3, 2, 4, 2. The snare taps are good, but you don't need any snare taps. The way it was like the opening beat and then the clap came in, so far you could strip out the taps and the beat is still gonna work perfectly for the intro build-up section. I love these synth layers. There's the soft pad and the sharper plucky one. Ba, 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 ba. And there's some stereo stuff going on. Okay, right there at 128, that's the first time you should have the snare taps to introduce the next drop. Right here. Totally like that. Cut those snare taps out until 129, and they're gonna like throw people forward into the next beat. And now they sound good because they took it up a level. Now they're good. And that new hi-hat, that bright one, perfect timing, introducing a new layer. How are you guys feeling with the bass line clarity and level? Okay, good. All right, right here, I don't want to miss this buildup. When the bass line is soloed like that, I can hear there's a little bit of a brightness or a click on each note. Could you EQ that up a whole bunch so that when we're in the main section with the beats, the bass line is a little bit more present with the pitches? When the kick drum dropped out, I first noticed the actual notes were coming up and going doo-doo-doo-doo. And I didn't quite get the pitch of the bass line until the kick drum was gone. So if you could EQ the brighter part, which would be like 1,000 to 2,000, 2,500 hertz, somewhere in there where that little clicky bass line part is, that would help to just bring the bass line forward through the track so we get the pitch. Right here, yeah. Somewhere in that 1,000 hertz range, the upper voice of the bass line, just kind of bump that up. These synths are amazing. Stereos. Oh shit, Scott, you got the Yamaha HS8s? Did you get the sub or just the pair? That's exciting news. That's like getting a new car, right? It's like, Randy, this is awesome. It's perfect right now. All right, everybody, how did Randy make that build up? I'm just pausing the shit out of this track because there's so many good things to talk about. What is getting up here? There's an atmosphere, there's a reverb, and it feels like the organ, that organ gets shorter and shorter, right? Does that pluck, does that get like a shorter decay? And that little drum break? That drum break could even be louder. The first hit of the drum break, like the jingle, could be louder, and then I'll let it play because I want to hear this. And now we're solid. Oh, new synth. This is done, dude. This is so almost done. Oh, sorry, I'm jacking the broadcast level because I'm excited. I'll turn my headphones up instead. All the dopes, Alex B. And then the open hi-hat. If anybody out there wants to diagram a track to get the development of percussion, use this one and just ask the question, when do new percussion elements come in? Because the way it started with like the basics, the clap, the other hi-hat, and then the open hi-hat later in the track, it just takes you through sections where you're getting something good every time. Big and simple right here, bass. Boop, 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 boop. Good variations. Scott had an interesting comment a minute ago for Randy. Across all your tracks, maybe lower the low end by like 2 dB and lift the relative mids, which I would even just say take the kick drum down a little bit to pull up the middle voicings, and then in the mastering, let them match the kick drum to the relative kick of other tracks, you know, to make it. We don't want less kick, we just want to really hear that beautiful details in the middle. DJ Waters, yes, they absolutely do festivals with like 12 hours of deep house and this kind of music, and like a bazillion global parties on beaches. It's pretty popular. Okay, in this part, can you do another atmosphere reverb swell with could that sound just go into a big reverb and the reverb gets louder and louder right here? It would be subtle, but I think that would help that little section. There's nothing wrong with that section. Just feels like there's a little space to add a little like bloom of kind of effects, and then you cut that effect when the kick drum drops in and pulls it right back into everybody's face. Whoa, like that. That got my attention. Perfect. Yeah, this is solid, man. There's a lot of good things in here we can describe to help other people make tracks, and there's not much going wrong. I'm gonna see how we get out of it, because I know it's solid. Nice. So Randy, what you're definitely doing right is that you have a good 3 or 4, maybe 5 synth parts, but they all share the space. It never feels like crowded or complicated, and they're really interlocking in a nice way to just make a good tapestry of sound without that like too much at once kind of thing. And seriously, the only thing you need to do that you really got to do is cut the snare tap out. Cut that snare tap until 129. Right there, have the snare tap come in. I have a question about this drum break. That little drum break seems like it only happens once. Could we have that? Oh no, it is there again, okay. Yeah, so that little drum break right there. This little moment at 507, maybe do a reverb swell where like one of the plucks or synths goes up into the reverb, and then even more importantly, you mute the reverb when that kick drum drops. I just did that on the board for dramatic effect. And maybe bring the kick drum down a little bit to pull up the mids. Like I was saying first with the bass line, the voicing of the bass line at like 1500 hertz or something like that. Pull that up just a little bit. I mean, these are like 4 or 5 minor edits you could do in a few minutes, and the track is done, done, done. Dunny, done, done. Super done. DJ Waters getting mellow with the Rona. I hope your hearing did come back this week. Let's find out. And Randy, beautiful track. Bring that back on Wednesday, and then next week send it for mastering, and we're gonna go. Okay, now we had our warm up. Now we can get into the Fuck It Up version 2 for me and you. Ah, so peaceful. Like a summer morning.
Take me down.
I like that swing. That snare drum is great. Pop. The vocals in the right place. DEFCON Mouth of Madness. The name fits. Ow. Okay, my main question, I want to put this out to the group, is how are you feeling with the sub bass level of the bottom end of this track? I'm feeling a heavy boo, 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 and I'm not sure how it's going to sound for other systems. I like it right here. I didn't love that lead that was in there, but it was okay. Maybe 2.6K. This is nice. This lead is fitting together really well with the grind and the buzz. I love that rhythm on that lead. I was trying to guess where it was coming and I couldn't quite get it. And this. Awesome.
No.
Aw, come on. Can I have some more? Just a little more? Please?
No.
Ah, damn it. I love the no lady. Yeah, sound design, the sub down at 22. Ooh, ooh, ooh. What's happening here? All right. Yeah. Keep that going. This 8D shit, man. This beat, where it goes double time. Right here. 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. Can you take that little section and make it 4 bars longer with that up beat? This. 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. Make it like twice as long with that little beat that was just in because that was so good. Freaking mayhem right here. This lead is a little too loud for me. We heard this lead here. This lead. That lead, I think, can come down a little bit. And the reason is that the mayhem gets disturbed by that mayhem. this stuff is nice and low and heavy and deep. And that's it. 8 kick layers. 4K is the ear killer. Yeah, that lead deal from like 2.5 and up to 4K-ish. I know we want some chaos and everything, but just that frequency range when it's up super loud, it's going to be like, it's going to change from a melodic synth we can hear into like your eardrums going. So, my vote for the best beat. That shit is hyper. And that sound, I love that. It's really nice how that one little thing is super clear. No. What exactly is the no?
No.
And I just keep laughing about it. Where was that first place with the one snare drum hit? That. That's really good too, that one little coming through. So as always, amazing sound design, storytelling, perfection of the chaos and the glory of mayhem pulling your head in all these different directions, which I really like. I would seriously make that one part 4 bars longer, literally with a copy and paste in the timeline, because that one beat is so good when people latch into it and they're going to be like, oh my God. So don't let that beat go away too soon. Watch the lead volume synth in that sensitive range, 3 to 4K. And great stuff. I wished only the low end pulse at the start would be as great as after the break. Where's the start you're talking about? Here? Okay, that's at the before the break.
No.
Okay, Shepherds, I'm not quite positive which low-end pulse you were talking about. The 2 sections I was just looking at are pretty similar to me, but I know there's layering differences. So, yeah, and this is not the Halloween one. Yeah, so a couple updates, and you will endeavor to improve. I hope you can improve yourself for next time, Mr. Waters. Did you ever have a teacher who talked to you like that? Like, Mr. Waters. Would you care to join us? Because I had teachers like that, and I always wanted to smack every single one of them right across the face. All right, Danats. Way heavier in the later section. All right, so you guys got me. I was not paying attention to the layering. For me, it was okay at the beginning, because the beginning, it just, the surprise of the way that beat kicked in at all, I was like, oh shit, doo, 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 doo. And then later it layers up even more, and it's like, ah! So for me personally, the beginning didn't sound weak or whatever, but I appreciate your comment. And there's always a pretty good chance I could be completely and totally wrong, so let's listen to that. Who made that comment about it's that Danat sound of like, it's a thing now? That's nice and dynamic. Look how big like how high the track is bouncing and how low it's going in between beats. Whoa. I was about to say we need a little more kick drum, but I like these hi-hats. And the big clap, clicky hi-hats. Oh my God, that was nice. That is how you drop a new layer. With that hi-hat and the little sample. Good, the structure of this one is great. It's You got to the point right away with all the right signals, and it's sounding good. Nice. Did the bass line just speed up or get double the notes or faster rhythm? Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. All right, song structure is excellent right now. When the bass line doubled up on those notes, I felt like the bottom end lost a little clarity because there was more of the like whoop, whoop, whoop. So I'm hoping we get to see the bass line all by itself later just to check out how much low frequency is in there. Thank you. In general, that second note, hold on. The second bass line note where it goes bump, bump, bump. So the second one, bump, bump. That bump has some kind of cruddy frequencies, and there's overall too much of the lows. Let's see if I can find it. Like 145, 220. I would take the bass line and work on it a little bit to make sure it doesn't go below 100 hertz, and put like, identify the pitch of each note, put a narrowband EQ on that note on your spectrum and boost up just the pitches, and then literally go in between them and cut the harmonic resonance stuff so the bass line feels more and more like it's playing individual notes and it's not going like because that low mid crud can disturb the clarity of the bottom. And it's still working okay. I mean, you could play it, but the bass line could use a little improvement. Or even layer it with another keyboard instrument that plays those notes in a low octave and layer them in there so we get the melodic feel of what notes, like the pitches that are playing. Oh, Danats, Randy's asking to do a remix. I was thinking that opening chord sound felt kind of like the Randy Adams track from before. I like the ow, little twangy sounds. The vocal. Oh my God, percussion just changed. Everything about this is working. All right. Total Jackin style, right? Footwork. I'm about ready to cut a percussion layer pretty soon, like right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, good. That was the moment. I was really feeling like the percussion needed a change right there. Still going strong, 440. Shepherds, I agree. Yeah. That little yeah. Oh, it just disappeared. Right. Sticking up at 1K. If you could put a low-pass filter on that, yeah, and just kind of ramp it down over its 16 bars. So it's an element that's there, but its tone is changing towards where it drops out. This is perfect. Filter it down, cut the beat. And right here, you could cut the open hi-hat. That's been in for a long time. If you cut the open hi-hat right here, we'll get that deep bass and drums vibe. With just the other hi-hats are enough. Those little closed hi-hats, I think are enough for right here. jamming. Oh man, Scott, that sounds fun. A bunch of Jack and House parties in Sydney. Is it true that Melbourne has a different music scene from Sydney? I've always wondered about that. Oh, John, cool observation. The yeah was replaced by a synth stab. Let's hear that. Where was that? Okay, right here. Yeah. Yeah. Right here, right? Yeah, that rhythmic position in the track became a different sound. That was cool. Oh, Randy, interesting. You could easily make 2 different tracks out of it. Let's go back to the beginning and hear what would be one track and what would be the other. Oh, Melbourne is techno. Really? Is Sydney more like real estate workers with mojitos? All right, back to the beginning. The question is, what are the elements we would use for 2 different tracks? This is like that opening, which really feels like Randy's track. Oh, soft chords, heavy kick coming in. And let's get to it. So I'm thinking right here, this is what Randy's hearing as a remix. Just this by itself is enough. Add in some different hi-hats and maybe a different percussion strategy. Or I mean different sounds, you know. And that could totally be like a deep minimal track. Versus here, it's got a much more bouncy disco feel. So Randy, that makes sense. I think I get what you're going. I think I get what you're imagining when you say 2 different tracks. Let me know if I pulled out the elements that you would hear. Shepard's kick gets a bit drowned out towards the end. I like how that vocal sample fades out. And this rhythmic part, hi-hats, clap, kick. Around here, I was thinking like, lose the open hi-hat and just let it be those closed hi-hats and the clap. I think that would be cool right here. So basically, that's one place you could strip out one sound to make variation in the percussion so you don't have the same exact groove all the time. And then some bassline EQing. Yeah, did the bassline change? Do, 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 do. Randy thinks there are 4 different vocals. Yeah, there's a lot of vocal samples and everything. It works for the Donat style. Main thing I would do is work on that bass line to pull up the bass line pitch. And it sounds like it's a sample that's getting triggered at different pitches, like re-pitching a bass line sample or something. It might be worth it as a suggestion to just change to a MIDI bass instrument that has like a real string, like a metallic string sound, and then filter that down and like actually have a bass instrument that feels like a bass guitar, like a bass player, to get that same kind of plucky attack with some low end sub and a bit more of a melodic pitch kind of a thing, because a lot of the Donat's bass lines are so subby, they're on the line between what you can hear and what you can feel. But I'd like to feel the bass pitch on that. So, all right, is Alex B here? And I'm going to go turn on my AC because it's getting freaking hot up here and I don't want to have a thermal shutdown on my computer. So I'll be right back. All of my ice cubes are melted. I like that clap. That's perfect. All right, taking it down. I like what's happening with that groove where it's like it has like a circular feel. Oh, Scott, was that clap too bright? What sport? I guess the clap was maybe kind of bright. It got my attention, that's for sure. Those little drum fills could be louder. Those are cool. Those could be up a little bit. Okay, a percussion issue. That's a cool sound. Those are cool drums. That's good sound. Check mono. Is this the track we heard that flanger thing on the clap when we went into mono? I love that. Yeah, this feels great. The arpeggiator melody, the other slow melody, that sound, the bass and the kick, like the whole vibe of this track is great right here. Yeah. Oh, Randy, that's interesting. This half sounds different. Huh. Let's go back to the beginning. So I'm curious, Scott first said the clap came in too soon and threw out the vibe. So that is giving you a different expectation if the clap is in like that. And this is more stripped down, right? It's like kick and bass with just that one. Okay, 2 synths now. And the bass is like. Bow, bow, bow. So let's call this like vibe 1. And then over here. That's back to the first bass line. And And here's the like the vibe 2 with the different bass line. I like this bass line a lot. Does that start here? Oh. Okay, 335, this bass line is deeper, right? And after this build up, so we have boom, boom, boom. Okay, so structurally up until 2 minutes, the whole opening has that one bass line, just one note, boom, 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 which is cool. And then we get the big breakdown. I think right here, the bass line changes. You should drop the beat with this bass line. And let me make sure before I say this. Yep, 305, do not go back to the opening bass line because that feels like the intro of the track. You tease the bass line right here. So the bass line that comes in after this build-up thing should definitely be the same bass line with the kick drum and beats. That'll give us the feel of like epic amazingness. I'm gonna try to get to it like this. Like, this is where it should be after that build-up section, and don't go back to baseline number 1, because that just kicks us way back and like, oops, gotta start over. Let me know what you think about that, you guys, because I think that's a pretty good piece of baseline detective work I just did. But I'm serious, you know, like teasing that bass line over here is so cool, and it takes it to like such a harmonically awesome place. The ARP synth comes in, everybody will just be going right with you, going up, up, up. And don't take out that duration of like, don't make the track shorter. You know what I'm saying? Just take the bass line from 335 and paste it right in where the drop comes in. And where does it change back? Randy, never change the bass line. That's yeah. Also, oh, John, thank you. Good confirmation. And then 436, I think that's too soon to go back to the intro bass line. There's still so much cool synth stuff up top. Wait, what? You could wait all the way out to here. 2, 3, 4, bang. 536. Boom, 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 boom. Alex, the bass line is the same shit. I'm not sure when exactly that comment happened. But other than that bass line thing, this track is ready to go. I guess Scott had a good point about the claps here are like really bright, really loud, and there's a lot of them, and then we don't get that exact clap pattern. Like, we don't really get a section of the song where the clap is in like that, so maybe you don't need so many in the intro because it sort of advertises something that's not going to happen. Unless you just want this for beat matching, which is a legit reason to have claps in the intro. You're confused on the feedback. Okay. I know there's a lot of people telling you different stuff. Did you understand what I meant about the bass line at 304? I'm suggesting don't use that bass part. 334 to use this bass part right there. Because I hear that as like 334, the bass line's going down, it's deeper, it's a different like bass line melody. Versus this one. Oh, you have a sub one and the repeating one. Is this upper bass line still happening at 334? Well, at this part, it should be only the deeper one. Oh, the second feedback about the end? Okay. Right here, I just hear one note, like the intro. Okay, that went down a note. I heard that. But that's not doing the same thing like at 334. That's me on my keyboard. Like around 4:30. So like when the bass line at 335 drops and goes into that loop, what I was suggesting for the end is just keep that loop going longer out towards the ending of the track, and you don't need to return to this part where the bass line is just playing the opening bass line. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, you get it. All right, good. Yes, I meant keep the more complex sub-progression. That's a damn good phrase, complex sub-progression. That would be a good title for like an EP if you put it out. Alex B with the complex sub-progression. Yeah. All right, good. That's a really hard thing to, like, if you have the bass line changing too often, you can completely shift people out of the vibe. Like Randy was saying, never change the bass line. Whatever you're doing with the bass line, it takes a good amount of structure and arrangement details to get to a place where you can change the bass line. So when you have the intro and you want to drop the main bass line, we do all this stuff to make a transition and a build up and then actually drop the beat and have people notice that the bass line changed. When you're getting out of a track, it's good to keep the bass line as long as you can because that keeps the energy going. And then maybe slowly subtract some notes so the bass line rhythm is the same with maybe a few less notes or not as many notes when you're fading it down. But to change from the main bass line, like the A section and the B section, and just totally like stop one bass line and go to the other bass line when everything else in the track is the same, it's kind of like, what? Like getting, I don't know, it can be a bit confusing. So bass line is almost like I would think about it as part of the drums that has a harmonic component. So Alex, good. I'm glad you got that feedback. Let's check out what the Canada update is. This is the cool vocals. Let me check the changelog on this. Okay, good. Ducking the synth group with the vocal. We were talking about that. Little high end on the mix. And let's see if this is ready. Let me push up the broadcast level a little bit. I love that repetition. Vocal is beautiful. The way the arpeggiator went up an octave, is that what happened there? How are you guys feeling on that clap? Is that enough for you? It feels kind of dark for me. Let me just go back to here. Personally, I could use a little more high end on that clap, just to like, the vocal and the ARP synth are really nice and clear in the mid-range, and the clap feels like it's ducked behind those. Personally, for me, I could feel the clap being more like Alex B's clap, but I know you just said you didn't like that one, so maybe that's why that's like that. It sounds great. That's flash. That sound. Yeah, let me skip through to where I'm trying to remember where it was with all the synths and the vocal, like in the later part. Oh, Ian, you like the darker clap. Okay, thanks. It's good to know. This is all good. This is the point where I would be like, oh, I'm buying this track. Like at this moment, I would. Oh, Shepherds likes the clap. Okay, all right. I'm outvoted on the clap. Scott, this part. Yeah, you get the thumbs up. In fact, I'll give you some claps. I think it's good. Yeah. I love that. Is there a delay on the arpeggiator right here? Maybe a little bit. I think you're good on that one. I don't think I have any helpful feedback. Sorry. That nice intro wash of reverb. Cool. Yes, excellent. Beautiful remix. Good job. Let us know what the next step is for mastering and where you're going to get that out. Another one. This is a brand new one, right? Let's do another Canada since we got you up so early in the morning. Might as well have some breakfast with brunch with Shepherds. Okay. Valiums and tequila. Oh my God. I'm having iced coffee and scrambled eggs. I like this bass line. I like the galloping bass line. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, Scott, by the way, the last track and this track, are these with your new monitors or not? Just kind of curious what you're hearing. I think you're pulling out some interesting vocals to put on top of beats, man. They're like emotive or emotional, not like emotional lyrics, but I mean like there's an emotion in the tracks that you choose to the vocals you pick. And it totally works on top of this kind of tech. And that vocal harmony, stacking it. Dude, this is pretty good for a first mix. Let me check your log here. Okay, we just had a baseline change. Speaking of basslines. Alex B, all right. Go switch your career, man. Software developer. Just ask for feedback and give them what they want. Oh. Problem is between computer and chair. All right, Scott, you got the arrangement nailed already. I'm just subconsciously feeling the changes. I want to check out that place with the baseline change there before. But right here, that swell. And the tambourine. This shit is big right here. Okay, baseline changes in the chorus. Oh my God, beautiful. A little bit more right here though. Can we get at 346 a little crash, but like a synthy kind of wispy crash? Like a white noise burst. You know, like when they have a drum synth synthesizing a cymbal crash? So not an actual metal one, but like a high frequency burst that feels like the function of a crash right there. I think that would be really cool. One more time. And Shepherd's some benefits, some mini breaks. Mini like cutting out the kick drum, or mini like the one that just happened? What do you think? Coming in for a landing at the ending. So this bass line part, ding 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 ding. Did you EQ this? I mean, did you have a moving filter that changes this bass line sound over time? Because it's a super driving, awesome bass line. So maybe like right here in the chorus, you could get it really bright and like twangy, dig it, dig it, dig it. And then when the verse comes back in, that's great where the bass line's really bright. And then right here, it comes more muted down. I'm not sure if the bass line got more muted because the synth came in, but what I would do is just start with a simple low pass filter with pretty good resonance, like 45% resonance. And then during the chorus part, move the filter to the mid-range of the bass where the bass is really getting a boost in the twangy mids. Where was that? Ding 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 ding. So it's got that bright kind of like kind of thing on the bass. And then the rest of the time, roll the low pass filter down and take the resonance down to like 25%. So here it's like and a softer tone, but still a good pulse. Chopping the bass to fit the kick. And this part right here is very epic. It's like pulling me in like, whoa. And And that synth is moving slow. It's like, this shit is... I'm not sure that the chorus came in. Like, this sweeping part was so freaking big. Can you make the track longer and have a section of just bass and beats after this sweep before the chorus? Could we go to like... So right there at 3:30, I feel like going to the chorus actually lost some energy. That sweep was epic and huge, and it felt like a build-up going to a drop where I wanted to hear the kick drum, the main bass line, like the open hi-hat come in, like the boom, and really just like totally crank it for like 8 bars. And then come to the chorus, and that would be fine. Let me know what you guys think about that. Because it's only 4:30, there's enough time to add a bunch of minutes, or a minute. And this definitely feels like the kind of a big swell that could lead to like close your eyes and dance moment, not to, oh, we gotta listen to the chorus. Yeah, 3:32 feels like... something like this part at 2:27, but with an open hi-hat. All right, cool. You want it to be 6 minutes? Good. Confirmed. Because this swell, I don't think it's too busy at all. I heard it getting huge, and I was like, fucking synth stack. So the main thing I would like to do structurally, or would like for you to do, is add a section of 8 bars or possibly 16 bars of the main bass line, kick drum beats, simple with the arpeggiator thing, and play with either the open hi-hat or maybe the 909 ride kind of sound, or something to just give you like a fat section of beats right there. And then save the chorus going into this drop for a little bit later. And this gap right here is super cool. A little bit of a wispy cymbal crash on there. 124 BPM? I mean, maybe. I don't know. Let me know if that's enough feedback to go on. Other than that, I was feeling it. Like just the energy, the mood. It's kind of like a little more aggressive than the last one. So it came in and I was like, ooh, that's nasty. That was good. Now, Shepard's clean kick for Mark Troy. Love it. Hypnotic bass. Let me check the log on this one for changes. So we got a little bit of a low end boost, a little modulation on the offbeat hi-hat, little volume automations on the 303. CK4MT. Is that the modulation? What kind of erosion sound? Pam, 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 pam. Right there? That's really good. Ooh, you got the much, much better from DJ Waters. Too much. I mean, much twice. Much, much. The swing on this one is crazy. It's like oonka, 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 oonka. Ah, Nitzareb. Shepherds, I think you're done. I think we're gonna be ready for mastering here. Yeah, man. I love this rhythm on the synth where it's like da-na-nam, ba-da-na-nam, ba-da-na-nam, ba-da-na-nam. This one, now, that synth. Treasure. So good, that filter. That's freaking solid, man. Yeah, 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 yeah. That sound. What? I'm going back. Shut up. What? This backwards z, z. And the hi-hat thing with that the decay time on that hi-hat. Right, exactly right here. And that flanger. Hey, where's Ben Hunt today? It's like a burnt distortion on the flanger. It's so good. Like, amazing. Randy, 8 a.m. I like the reference to the triple kick drum right before the drop. It goes boom, 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 and that beat can be so cheesy if you do it wrong, and so good if you do it right. Right there, boom, boom, boom. Scott, what is ST? Came down 2 to 3 semitones, or did you mean dB somehow? It's still going. Oh wow, yeah, Scott, you want to pitch the kick drum down? That would be interesting. Could work, maybe. Shepherds, this is like first class, man. And what was that? Little bubbles at the end? Blowing bubble. Sound design is beautiful. I'm going right back here, I don't care. This part. Zup, zup. I cannot think of a single thing to change on this. All the way through. it's got a smoothness too. It's buzzy and distorted, but it never gets like over that top of that. It's even right there with that modulator stuff, it never gets too bright or too piercing. Got the offbeat tension. Solid track. All right, so just put it up to like 190 BPM and it's good. You're getting some claps on that. Shepherds, version 2, I think you're ready for mastering. You know, do a reference mix on the low end. And if you want to do some more tracks with a clean kick drum, if they're going to be as cool as that, you're going to have some audience for sure. Gonna bang it in the car, play it in your car drum. I mean, in your eardrum. Technoween, DJ Waters. We don't have so many updates today, so we're going to be done a little early. Early in the morning.
Hello? Can you find me? Can you find me? I'm here. Behind you, look.
Stop!
Behind you. I'm behind you. I am right behind you. Don't be scared. I just want to play a game with you. I'm behind you. I am right behind you.
Okay, 041, I'm right here. Is there a way that can happen with no other sound of like a pause and like, I'm right here?
I'm here. Behind you, look. Behind you. I'm behind you. I am right behind you. Don't be scared. I just want to play a game with you.
I like those sounds a lot. The brrr, brrr. Solid right here. Bow, bow, bow. Maybe here have the whisper like right at this gap. Can you do a false drop right here? Let me see if I could. I'm right here. That's what I would do with that. Oh, chicka, chicka, chicka. That hi-hat is dope. Ooh, ooh. This is crazy good right here. That's my favorite hi-hat I think you ever did. Oh my god, this is scary and good. All right, overall, it's going to need some EQing at different moments with like when there's the screaming in the mids or some of the buzzy stuff earlier, like the intro part had some parts in the mid-range that were just too much like, So we'll talk more about that. No, I can't, Steve. It doesn't work in my opinion. Okay. And those little those little percussions, super good. Slower is better, right? Creepy background sounds. How are you guys doing with that kick drum? Like, compared to the buzz layer? I'm thinking maybe the bottom end of the kick could come up a little bit more clearly compared to the rumble part. One more time.
Behind you.
That kick drum, that one by itself could be a little louder compared to the rumble. Right here, this is so good.
Catch me if you can.
I'm amazed at what's happening in the background of this. Like, that little gap right there. $513. Something dropped out and felt like a mistake. Okay. The fast percussion that's going ticka 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 ticka, it dropped out, kind of felt like for no reason. Ticka 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 ticka. At 512, those dropped out, and it felt right here. It felt like there's like some confusion and emptiness on the beat, and then it comes back in here and it's all good again. So I think those from 512 to 520, whatever, those could just stay in and just keep it continuous. Oh, Paul Robinson. Hey, watch out with that furniture varnish. You know, make sure you got some ventilation. You might have a little bit of 8D furniture. Yes. This is going to be incredible for October. That kick is so good right here. What's the difference that we're hearing in kick drums? Huh. Okay, so at 557, it goes to like one clean kick drum that just feels like a bigger boom, boom. And all surrounding it, there's a distorted kick drum layer. So the question is, are those different layers coming in and out? Did you just like mute one of the distorted layers for a second there? Because personally, I like that clean kick drum at 557. And the distorted one is okay, but like that when that clean one pokes through, it's so much of like a boom, boom. Check that again. There's like 3 clean ones in there that have a totally different feel. Okay, so Scott looking for a 16th note close hi-hat, and Shepard is talking about a ride 2X. Yeah. You could use some more like hi-hat and ride. There's some space in there for that. like the filter coming down on the buzz. Let's do that one more time. The riser bringing us out to the ending. Can that bell have more bass? That impact.
Do you remember me?
You got the scary voices going down perfectly. Can we do... That's a great impact. Can you have an impact right after this riser right here? So the bell comes in with a bass impact maybe? Yeah, 636 I think could use a bass impact. Yeah. Randy, 8 a.m. after Shepherd's track. I'm feeling that for sure. Okay, let's just run through again some of the opening EQ kind of ideas.
I just want to play a game with you.
The voice is good, actually. It's not too bright. That one, that laugh, 3.2K, a little too much. Right there, 1.1. So the screaming and stuff from 9.15 up to like 1.3K, you could just bring those little EQ notches right in there so those sounds can be loud, but they're not loud exactly in the same frequency. That bass is awesome. Right there, 1.0 is 1,000 hertz. It can be a bad kind of distortion of it. Overall, amazing sound design. The storytelling is classic DJ Waters style. And I feel like my advice is kind of minor things that are going on. So bring this back next week or as soon as you work on it. And what is your opinion on where you're going to play this and when you're going to play this? Because this part, that groove is freaking amazing, man. Super good. All right, so it's 1:30. We're done a little bit early today. So I'm going to go straight back to... Stop. Jeez. You know what I wanted to play? So I'm going to pull out something that we've listened to before. I want to get this one in shape for the house music release, sort of more like a deep house vibe. So this is like the sketch of the idea, and I've been sitting on it for a couple months. And the low end clearly is like not... I don't even need feedback on this track right now. I just wanted to put it on for background while I'm pointing out that we are starting a new series of Ableton production techniques where I'm going to go in and show demonstrations of how I solve these problems. So all the time in track feedback, we're talking about EQing all day long. We're talking about different bass strategies, composition strategies, chord changes, song structure. We didn't talk about compression very much today, but that definitely comes up. Sometimes we talk about reverb, or sometimes we talk about, ADSR envelopes where the decay time or the release length is getting longer and shorter to create a build-up sound as a technique. But the problem is, during track feedback, I don't have time to open up live and show you that exact strategy because there's all these people with tracks and feedback and everything. So what I decided to do is kind of an experiment month by month is I'm going to pick one of these courses and show you how I do that in my own music with actual examples from my tracks, which will help me get my tracks done faster, right? And I'll show you exactly what it looks like when I use these things on Tuesdays at noon in a live stream. And then on Thursdays, we'll go through some of the lessons in the course where I talk about the actual theory of what we're doing, where I can take a minute and say, okay, here are the parts of the EQ, here are the EQ types, these are what these words mean, here's the frequency range, and just get into all the stuff of how you learn it for yourself so you can make decisions like, where do I EQ every sound? When should I cut? When should I boost? Do I do that before or after? And, I'd like to kind of be able to lay down more of the theory behind what I'm doing so you can see it in action. You can understand where it's coming from. If you'd like to join the course, you can buy the course and go full in detail with the downloads, the PDF guides, and actual written lessons, and then hands-on activities where you download live projects and actually do some EQing or compression or whatever inside live with lessons that I build in project packs and session lessons. Because I want everybody to learn how to do this stuff, and I figure it might help if I actually teach it on video and show you where the courses are at. And then for extra fun, we have a channel in Discord where people can upload their homework from the online lessons and share examples and things like that. And we're going to develop that. I think that might be the best hybrid of how to teach with online things that people can download in their own time, as well as live video where I can support feedback and stuff and do some teaching to answer questions and things. That would be a really nice blend of community plus online. And comments. Oh, okay. DJ Waters is answering the question. When I have it perfect, I might do a remix thing, but the 8D you should learn yourselves. It's really worth it. Yeah, panning and mix position. So again, Tuesday at noon is going to be the first of the Ableton production series. It's going to be Tuesday, Thursday. So Tuesdays, see my tracks, see what I'm doing. Thursdays, get some theory, get some Q&A, and we'll see how that goes for a month at a time. And you know what I'm teaching? Sound design, song structure, and mixing to help you take the tracks out of your imagination, get them into the speakers where they belong so we can get them done and other people can play them. And you all, I am so amazed at your progress as producers and the level of the tracks you're coming out with. I'm really looking forward to doing a series of compilations and releases to show off the work that we're doing in this group. The comments are awesome. My favorite thing, you know what I like even more is that, I can give my opinion on comments, but when other people give their comments and the person who's on deck sees them and says, oh yeah, this other person's giving me some feedback, I should listen to that. For me, that's the heart of what we're doing. Like, I'm kind of making the container and pushing ideas and everything, but I don't just want to be like, you have to do what I say, because I might not be correct for your style. I really like it when people give each other feedback and take the feedback and update it and find out, wow, that really is better. So thank you so much for being part of the group. You can always find me, steve@mixatexture.com. And this is courses.mixatexture.com, where you can find all the online courses and you'll be able to sign up to get the downloads, get the project packs, get the hands-on activities where you learn by doing it inside live, which is the best way to learn production techniques. I'm here to guide you with advice and dumb jokes. I like this part. Kick drum's not loud enough. I like that sound. Too much reverb on the beep. So this mix needs some work. Strip out some elements. See if I get this done. Okay, everybody, I'm going outside for a bike ride. Take your chat to Discord if you want to talk about everything else. And I'll see you on Tuesday. Have a great weekend.